Welcome to Palace Insider, where we break down the latest royal drama in a simple, real way. Inside the palace's most private rooms, a quiet but shocking clash has reportedly taken place. Princess Anne, famous for her strict discipline and loyalty to royal tradition, has delivered a message that stunned the royal circle. She reportedly told Queen Camilla she wants no role in Prince William's future coronation. The statement was firm and impossible to ignore. Suddenly, whispers of tension began moving through palace halls. Behind polite smiles and formal events, alliances appear to be shifting. The monarchy has survived scandals and public pressure before, but this moment feels different. What should have been a smooth path toward William's future as king has turned tense. Then came the move that surprised even longtime royal watchers. Princess Anne, known for her unwavering duty, did something no one expected. There was no loud announcement and no public clash. Princess Anne moved quietly, with calm precision, and the impact hit fast. Queen Camilla was suddenly missing from early coronation planning. At first, people thought it had to be a simple scheduling mix-up. But as weeks passed, something felt off. Important strategy meetings were happening. Documents about ceremony, symbolism, and structure were moving through a tight inner circle. Yet, Camilla's name appeared nowhere. William's advisors kept things smooth and controlled, almost like this plan had already been agreed on. The biggest shock came when Camilla learned about it through questions from her own staff. They asked why key memos never reached her office. Calls were made, messages sent, but the silence said everything. Inside Clarence's house, the message reportedly landed hard. Camilla had spent years rebuilding her public image, slowly earning her place beside the king and gaining acceptance from the palace and the public. She believed her position was finally secure. Then suddenly, she was pushed away from the most important transition ahead for the monarchy. True to royal tradition, there was no public complaint and no statement to the press, just silence. And inside palace walls, silence often means something serious. Some insiders say Princess Anne acted to protect Prince William and keep the focus tight around the future king. Others believe the real issue is power, not personalities, but influence over who shapes the monarchy's next chapter. Without any dramatic confrontation, the atmosphere changed fast. A clear line had been drawn, and Camilla was no longer inside the room where the future was being planned. Was this move pure loyalty to Prince William, or the result of years of quiet tension finally reaching a breaking point? And how deep does this divide really go? The silent clash between Princess Anne and Queen Camilla has people watching the monarchy closer than ever. For decades, Anne has handled royal duty with near military precision. No drama, no showmanship, no chasing applause. To her, the crown is not a spotlight. It is a serious responsibility. But behind that calm public image, pressure has been building for years, especially around Camilla. Anne stayed polite, professional, and correct, yet always a little distant. No joint charity launches, no warm public moments, just the minimum required by royal rank. To Anne, positions in the monarchy are earned slowly through dedication and sacrifice. In Princess Anne's view, the monarchy survives because everyone knows their limits. Camilla's path from public controversy to queen consort may have been reshaped over time with careful image repair. But Anne reportedly never believed that a transformation alone could rewrite royal hierarchy. One palace insider once recalled a quiet evening at Balmoral. After an engagement, Anne reportedly told a trusted aide that some carry duty as a burden, others as an accessory. She never explained the comment, but she didn't need to. When King Charles took the throne, the balance inside the palace seemed to shift. Camilla appeared more confident in internal discussions and more visible during major ceremonies. To many observers, it looked like a natural step into her role. But to Anne, it may have looked like something more, an expansion beyond it. Anne reportedly warned that the monarchy depends on clear structure. Everyone must know where authority begins and where it ends. If roles start to blur, stability weakens. And Prince William, already leading a modern monarchy under intense public pressure, cannot afford confusion inside his own circle. Sources say those concerns became a turning point. Camilla's role in sensitive future planning slowly narrowed. Nothing public, nothing dramatic, just a quiet shift behind palace doors. It was not revenge, it was control. Then things reportedly escalated weeks ago during a private meeting between William and Camilla. Insiders claim William calmly laid out firm expectations about future roles and boundaries. The tone was respectful but very clear. Still, the response he received was not what he expected. Soon after, tension inside the palace became impossible to ignore. Instead, the meeting reportedly exposed how wide the divide had grown. Prince William has always carried himself with discipline, rarely showing frustration. But as plans for his future coronation began forming, something started to trouble him. Camilla's role, once clearly supportive, seemed to be expanding into spaces tied to his future reign. When William asked for the meeting, he spoke not as a stepson, but as the future king. Insiders say he stayed calm and careful with every word. He acknowledged Camilla's position and respected her title, but made one thing clear: decisions about his coronation should rest with him and his advisors. There were no raised voices, just a firm request for space. Camilla reportedly responded lightly, brushing the concern aside. To her, the ceremonies were tradition. To William, they represented the foundation of his future rule. Her reaction reportedly struck a nerve. After years of restraint, William answered with calm but firm words. "This is not your crown to shape." The room went silent. There was no argument and no dramatic scene. William simply nodded and walked out. Soon after, things began shifting behind palace doors. William quietly aligned with Princess Anne, known for her sharp focus and no-nonsense approach. Invitations changed. Planning meetings moved forward without certain names. No public conflict, just quiet strategy. Camilla reportedly noticed the shift through small but telling moments. A meeting she expected to attend had already happened. Briefings moved ahead without her input. At first, her team thought it was a mistake. Then the truth became clear. She had not been overlooked. She had been pushed outside the inner planning circle. In response, her public appearances reportedly increased, signaling she was not stepping back easily. Despite efforts to stay visible, something inside the monarchy was clearly shifting. As this quiet struggle unfolded, another figure stepped forward with calm confidence. Catherine, Princess of Wales. She didn't demand influence or argue for space. She simply carried it naturally, earning growing public admiration along the way. That raised a bigger question inside palace circles. Was this conflict really about exclusion or about the future line of influence within the monarchy? While rumors spread about Camilla being edged out, Catherine moved with steady composure. Her role in early coronation planning was reportedly far more than symbolic. Palace aides later suggested she had become a trusted presence in shaping the tone and direction of the future reign. From the first planning meetings, Catherine was shaping more than schedules or guest lists. She was shaping the tone of the future coronation. Her ideas focused on balancing royal tradition with a modern connection to the public. Catherine reportedly wanted the ceremony to feel alive and meaningful, especially for younger generations watching closely. One of her ideas included giving young people a visible role in the procession, adding fresh energy to what has long been a centuries-old ritual. She also suggested a respectful tribute to Queen Elizabeth II that honored history while gently pointing toward the future. What impressed palace advisors most was how she presented her ideas. Calm, thoughtful, and steady. Her influence was never loudly announced, but inside the palace, many could clearly feel it. There were no major headlines announcing Catherine's rise, yet her growing influence became impossible to ignore. The palace never needed to formally declare her role because the public could already sense it. After years of royal controversies and public fatigue, many people were drawn to her calm and authentic presence. She showed dignity without arrogance and elegance without pretense, a rare balance that quietly built trust. Polls even suggested the public responded more to authenticity than titles alone. In that space, Catherine became something powerful, a symbol of reliability earned through actions. What stood out most was that she never tried to replace anyone or compete for attention. She simply represented where the monarchy seemed to be heading. But inside the palace, balance is fragile, and a private meeting at Windsor soon threatened to shake everything. King Charles, feeling the growing pressure around Camilla, reportedly tried to persuade Princess Anne to reconsider her decision. Her quiet but decisive move had kept Camilla outside Prince William's coronation planning. To Camilla, the situation felt deeply humiliating. To Charles, it looked like the fragile unity of the royal family starting to crack. Anne, however, did not arrive to ease emotions. She came to protect what she believed was best for the crown. Charles spoke not only as king, but as a husband, asking for loyalty and understanding. He reminded Anne of Camilla's long journey and the years she spent rebuilding public trust. At one point, he reportedly said, "She is my wife." Anne never raised her voice. She didn't need to. Her response was calm, direct, and final. As the palace quietly adjusts, one truth is becoming clear. Camilla's role may be reduced or possibly reshaped in the future. King Charles reportedly sat in silence afterward, realizing something difficult. Even a king cannot control every outcome. Anne reportedly did not act as a sister trying to ease tension. She stood firm, like a guardian of royal tradition. Camilla, once King Charles's closest support during years of public pressure, now seemed to sit at the center of a growing divide inside the family. Charles may have hoped the situation could be softened, but Anne had drawn a clear line. According to insiders, it was not meant to be personal. It was about protecting the structure of the monarchy. Still, the message was impossible to ignore. The meeting ended quickly. No warm gestures, no careful words to smooth the moment. Just a nod, a step back, and Anne quietly left the room. With that, the sense of unity behind palace walls reportedly faded. What followed was not a loud public conflict, but a quiet shift in power. Decisions became more controlled, conversations more guarded. Even the king was reminded of a difficult truth. The strength of the monarchy depends on the family members willing to defend its rules. The official palace message sounded calm and carefully neutral. It highlighted cooperation among senior royals supporting the Prince of Wales. But one detail stood out more than anything else. Camilla's name was missing. In royal circles, silence can speak louder than a long speech. For many observers, that omission seemed to confirm what insiders had been whispering for weeks. Camilla had reportedly been pushed to the side during key coronation discussions. Behind the polished public image, the atmosphere inside the palace was far more controlled. Staff were reportedly given clear instructions. Avoid speculation, stay on message, and do not bring Camilla into conversations about coronation planning. It was a quiet strategy meant to protect the appearance of unity while influence shifted behind the scenes. But tension still spread through palace corridors. Some of Camilla's allies were said to feel shocked and deeply frustrated. In a monarchy built on image and recognition, being quietly left out can feel like a powerful form of exile. The palace, long believed to operate in perfect harmony, was beginning to reveal its hidden cracks. Behind the polished ceremonies and careful smiles, questions were quietly growing. Had King Charles truly approved every word of the recent statements, or was something else happening behind the scenes? Some royal watchers began to suspect that Prince William was slowly asserting his own authority, while Princess Anne's steady influence helped guide the direction of the crown. Courtiers moved with precise choreography, every step carefully calculated. But even the most controlled system cannot hide tension forever. Eventually, the truth has a way of slipping through. This time, it reportedly appeared in the form of a private letter, one never meant to reach the public. The letter was written by Princess Anne and addressed directly to her brother, King Charles. It was meant to stay within the family, yet its contents revealed concerns that reached far beyond personal conversation. According to insiders, the message surfaced just weeks before Camilla was gradually removed from key coronation planning discussions. Anne's writing followed her usual formal tone, but beneath the controlled language was something deeper, clear urgency. She spoke about the heavy responsibility of protecting royal tradition and the invisible burden carried not only by the current generation, but by those who will inherit the crown in the future. In the letter, Anne reportedly warned that without clear boundaries and disciplined leadership, the monarchy could slowly drift off course. She described the danger of it becoming a pageant of contradiction, where appearances might outweigh purpose. Her warning was simple but serious. Trust is fragile, and when family tensions overshadow duty, the foundation of the institution can begin to weaken. Princess Anne's focus in the letter reportedly centered on one person, Prince William. She described him as a crucial pillar for the monarchy's future, someone capable of balancing deep tradition with a modern vision. According to insiders, Anne believed his judgment and steady approach could shape the crown's next chapter in a way few others could. Her tone in the letter was firm, direct, and completely unapologetic. Anne emphasized that protecting the monarchy sometimes requires difficult decisions. In her view, those choices must be made for the survival of the institution, not for personal comfort or family harmony. She reportedly urged King Charles to think carefully about the bigger picture. Anne's message was not framed simply as advice from a sister, but as a reminder of his responsibility as guardian of a centuries-old institution. The monarchy, she suggested, depends on discipline, clarity, and long-term thinking. Letting go of certain influences, even when painful, might be necessary to keep the crown strong for the next generation. When word of this letter began circulating among insiders, it revealed far more than a private disagreement. It exposed a deeper struggle over influence, perception, and the future balance of authority within the royal family. Now, attention is increasingly turning to the public itself. In modern times, public opinion plays a powerful role in shaping the monarchy's survival. Approval ratings, admiration, and trust can quietly shift the balance of power just as much as decisions. Public opinion now moves quietly but powerfully behind palace doors. Decisions about influence, visibility, and even future coronation roles are no longer shaped by tradition alone. Today, they are also influenced by how the public feels about each royal figure. Reputation, trust, and public admiration can quietly reshape the balance of power inside the monarchy. One figure who has benefited strongly from this shift is Catherine, Princess of Wales. Her reputation was not built through flashy media campaigns or carefully staged publicity. Instead, it grew from years of steady work, consistent appearances, and a calm presence during moments when the royal family faced intense public pressure. Whenever controversy or tension threatened the institution's image, Catherine often appeared as a stabilizing force. Her approach remained measured and composed, avoiding drama while focusing on long-term duty. That steady rhythm created something extremely valuable for the monarchy: public confidence. A recent feature in Marie Claire even highlighted how important her role has become during difficult periods for the royal family. The article noted that her calm reliability sends a message of continuity to the public. And continuity, for a centuries-old monarchy, is not just symbolic, it is essential for survival. In the modern era, public perception is constantly measured. Polling numbers, social media reactions, international coverage, and global commentary all contribute to shaping how each royal is viewed. And when those numbers are studied closely, a clear pattern often appears. Prince William and Catherine frequently rank among the most trusted and admired members of the royal family. Surveys conducted over several years consistently place them near the top when people are asked which royals they respect or connect with the most. Their image blends tradition with relatability in a way that resonates with many people. They represent the history of the monarchy while still appearing modern and approachable. That balance is especially important at a time when the institution continues to face questions about its relevance in a rapidly changing world. Inside the palace, these numbers are not ignored. Advisors, courtiers, and senior figures understand that public support helps strengthen the legitimacy of the crown. When approval begins to concentrate around certain individuals, influence naturally follows. That shift can affect everything: coronation planning, ceremonial roles, advisory influence, and even who is seen as representing the monarchy's future on the global stage. And right now, many observers believe that the public spotlight is clearly moving in one direction. William and Catherine are not just preparing for future leadership. In many ways, they are already becoming the figures most strongly associated with the monarchy's next era. If the monarchy senses that the future king and his wife carry the strongest public support, then strengthening their visibility becomes a strategic move. Inside the palace, reputation is not just about popularity. It can shape real influence. When the public places trust in certain figures, the institution naturally moves to protect and elevate them. In that light, limiting the influence of others is not always personal conflict. Sometimes it is about institutional survival. If Princess Anne truly believes that Prince William and Catherine represent the monarchy's strongest connection with the public, then reinforcing their space to lead the next era would make sense from her perspective. For Anne, the crown has always been about discipline, structure, and long-term stability. She has spent decades serving quietly, often avoiding attention while focusing strictly on duty. Because of that record, many inside royal circles see her as someone who protects the institution above everything else. If she believes the monarchy's future rests heavily on William and Catherine's shoulders, then guarding their authority becomes a strategic priority. Any dynamic that distracts from that focus could weaken the institution's standing. The crown survives not only through bloodline, but through belief. Public confidence is the invisible foundation holding the system together. When that belief fades, tradition alone cannot keep the monarchy strong. This is where royal power quietly evolves. Official titles might stay the same. Hierarchies may appear unchanged. But real influence often flows toward the figures who command public respect and loyalty. History has shown this pattern many times. During uncertain moments, the monarchy often adapts by leaning on the individuals the public trusts the most. Princess Anne herself gained enormous admiration through decades of steady service, especially during periods when other royal figures faced controversy. That respect gave her something powerful inside the family: moral authority. And in royal life, ceremonies are never just ceremonies. Coronations, appearances, and public roles carry deep symbolic meaning. They show the world who represents continuity and who embodies the future. If William and Catherine are widely seen as the bridge to the monarchy's next stable chapter, then aligning major events around them becomes more than simple optics. It becomes a calculated strategy. Every invitation to a planning meeting, every carefully placed public appearance, every symbolic gesture sends a signal about where the institution believes its future lies. Right now, many observers believe William and Catherine hold the strongest public trust within the royal family. Princess Anne appears to understand that reality clearly. By protecting the figures who command the most confidence, she may believe she is protecting the monarchy itself. And in a system where symbolism often equals survival, those quiet decisions could determine who truly shapes the crown's next chapter. If you found this breakdown interesting, make sure to like the video, drop your thoughts in the comments, and share it with someone who follows royal news. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more palace insights, and we'll see you in the next video.